Poland got off to a great start. You know, they wasn't really in the game. You know, when you look at the Netherlands, 66% possession, and they had the chances, but Poland got off to a great start from a corner, which, you know, the Netherlands players should have just shepherded it out, and they didn't do that. And, you know, set plays, if you get a lot of set plays, you know you may score at a corner, and that's what they did, Poland. And then it's all up to the Netherlands to come out. They made the chances, they had the chances, they couldn't get, you know, at the back of the Polish team. So it just tells you that the game was in anybody's hands, even though the Netherlands had 66% possession of the ball.
It really was, but there was only one match winner in the end there, Weghorst, getting that all-important goal in the back of the net. How crucial could that be?
It's a very important goal. You know, we spoke about this in the beginning as well, saying that they need to start on the strong foot, and that's exactly what Weghorst has done. Got his first touch, hits the back of the net, and he's now scored in back-to-back games. So it's great for him, because we were speaking about Memphis Depay, how he has to do better. Now even Koeman has a choice. Who does he start in the next game? Does he get Weghorst up front, the big number 9, or does he go with the creativity and the skills of Allen Iverson or Memphis Depay? So he has a choice to make now.
Plenty of choices, plenty of quality, and of course Cody Gakpo, who got the opener for the Netherlands, scoring his 10th goal for the national team in his 25th appearance. To a tournament after, well, an indifferent campaign at club level. Very, very important that he stepped up again for his national team.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Polish left-back there, he doesn't know what he's doing with the ball. It's a hopeful pass infield. You know, there's a knockdown, he gets onto a Gakpo, and listen, he's in the centre of the field there, so he's just going to, we call it zone 14, and he's in zone 14, you've got to have a shot, and he's going to have a shot. Polish players haven't really blocked it. The goalkeeper's gone down, obviously thinking it's going to go there, and he had it covered, but a big deflection. And that's the luck you need and all, isn't it? You know, that's that type of luck you need in these competitions.
Good luck for Gakpo, bad luck for Szczesny there, but it was an important goal that got the Dutch back into the match. Reliving those key moments there of the game. But this player, Terry, in particular, Nathan Ake, was, well, you can see the impact that he had on this one, of course, coming in important moments and really providing the difference in the end. 4 key passes as well. Your thoughts?
Fullbacks union, absolutely fantastic. We talked about the fullbacks, didn't we, getting forward, especially on the Netherlands side. He got forward, you see him there, his range of passing, his interception for the first goal was absolutely fantastic. He's pushing into that midfield area, he's anticipating. I thought he was brilliant today. I really did think he was brilliant today. Oh, Pep's watching him because he needs to play more at Manchester City as a left-back.
I think so.
He was absolutely brilliant, but he wasn't the only one who was very impactful. I felt that the keeper, particularly late on Verbruggen, with 3 or 4 really key saves as, well, Netherlands held on to all 3 points there. And just breaking down these moments, guys, we've seen some important saves already in the tournament. Donnarumma yesterday for Italy against Albania, ensuring that Italy kept all 3 points. But these vital saves late on were the difference.
Absolutely. I think Verbruggen for the Dutch was critical to make sure that the score is achievable to an extent when the scoreline was at a draw, but at the other end as well, Szczesny, you know, he put in some crucial saves as well. So both keepers had a good night, and sometimes those are the difference makers alongside the goal scorers. He was called upon. Whenever he was called upon, he stood tall. Even the last shot of the last minute, probably from Zalewski, that came in. Dangerous save, because from the angles you could see this is the shot I was talking about. It started drizzling a little bit, so it made it a little more difficult for him to catch the ball. So there was a good hand to it to make sure that he finishes the game with a save.
And that's where the concentration comes in, you know, with goalkeepers, because they might not see the ball for minutes and minutes and minutes, and then, you know, wallop, there's a counter attack, and they have to be on the balls of their feet. I mean, Big David James will tell you about that, because he knows more than me on them goalkeepers. I won't go too into depth, but he was fantastic, the goalkeeper, yes.
Well, an excited big David James is not too far away, I can assure you that. But Poland, they did threaten late on. There was still some positives to take away for them on the day. And obviously they did get a goal in the match. And guys, again, how important this was for Buxa as the replacement for Lewandowski. A nice finish there, and they did take that lead. They do still take some momentum from this match despite the defeat into their remaining fixtures.
They have to. Buksha scoring the goal gives the coach now an opportunity. Maybe when they're down, he can go with two strikers up front, two tall strikers up front with Lewandowski and Buksha. But the questions will be asked about the marking. Take nothing away from Poland. They started the game very well. The coach had a game plan that worked in the beginning, but in our heads, the question was always for how long, because we spoke about the depth of the Dutch team, and that was the difference maker alongside Buksha's goal for Poland. The depth of the Dutch team where Weghorst just comes in and scores that goal.
Well, this intriguing group as one match complete, 5 still to play. But for that first match in this group, a thrilling match. I did enjoy that first match to Group D, of course. France and Austria still to be played in, the other half of this group. But guys, our final thoughts, our final reactions from that match. I guess the breakdown now of Group D. We're only one match in so far, but France, one of the tournament favourites in this group. Netherlands' next opponent will be the French. So for them to get that 3 points in the chase for a potential top spot battle with France, very important.
It's always handy to get 3 points, isn't it, to tell you the truth? Your first game going into big competitions, you want to get over the line, and that's what they did, didn't they, in the end? The Netherlands, to get over the line, they can go in now to the next game, confidence, breeding confidence. But it's all what Poland do now in their next game and all, isn't it, really?
I think it's important for Netherlands to start the way they did to get the 3 points under their belt, because France are favourites. But if you look at the articles coming into the tournament, everybody called the Dutch the third best team in the group. But now that shifts to Poland now. So hopefully there are lots of positives for Poland to take from this game. Lewandowski hopefully comes in and gets fit quicker. And then you've got the options of Buksha and Lewandowski playing together.
That's right. Well, they are hopeful, Terry, that Lewandowski does return for that next group stage match, which now effectively is a must-win for them against Austria. Yeah, definitely. They've got added strength there, haven't they? If they can get him fit, get him on the field. We've seen him out there a little bit. He looked healthy, but in this situation now, they'll be gutted a little bit. Poland, last minutes, goals going in the way it went in and all. They'd be really gutted about that. But they can go into the next game with a breath of fresh air and some real confidence there if Lewandowski's fit. They'll take some confidence away from it, no doubt. But sadly, they lose again to Netherlands. I mentioned at the top of the show, they haven't beaten Netherlands since 1979.
Thoughts about Manchester United and Everton? The erstwhile great Manchester United are still seesawing. A draw with Spurs on the 14th of January saw them win 5 straight games, albeit most of them just barely. Then came the awful loss to Fulham on the 24th of February, in which they played a lacklustre game. Then came Sunday's derby, where they lose 1-3 to the current league champions Manchester City, a game where they go a goal ahead, defend brilliantly for 50 minutes, eventually capitulating to the obviously better class of their rival. Regarding the manager Erik ten Hag, there are still many complaints from pundits left and right. The lack of clear sense of direction or style of play, lack or poor quality of man management, and constant poor recruitment of players. Since the 25% takeover of Man United by Jim Ratcliffe, it was hoped that Man United will progress to a more successful direction under his watch. Some pundits even think that Ten Hag might even be replaced come next season. Yet the stats show that he did not do too badly. He managed 61 wins in all competitions in his first 100 games, which actually is better record than either Mikel Arteta with 54 and Jurgen Klopp with 50.
Thoughts on Arsenal and Tottenham? If not for that 1-week blip where they lost to Aston Villa and bow out of the Champions League, Arsenal have been by far the most impressive team this season. They have the best defensive record. They blow teams away by huge margin of goals, which leave them with the top goal difference, worth a point at least. Even after that week of disappointment, they are now pretty much faultless. It is not their choice, however. They have to be, because reigning champions Manchester City have games in hand, which if they win all the remaining games, there is nothing Arsenal can do about it. They will be crowned champions for the 4th consecutive time. But the way Arsenal played this season, it will be a shame if they did not win the Premier League.